meet the sulky, over-bulky, kinda hulky superhero.
Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your agent of animated awesome. It is Monday. That is the day we talk about a cartoon series, an animated series, that is. Today we are at episode 400. We've done 400 of these, and that's pretty amazing, I think. I appreciate every one of you, especially those of you that, and everyone, even the ones that don't watch to the end. I appreciate anyone who even gives it a look or a listen. So, having said that, if you'd like to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it. But let us leave us not tarry too long, as we are going to talk about these two episodes. The first one is right from Avengers. Oh, frack. I want to say Avengers 16. Nope, I was wrong. Avengers 18. 16 was when we got Cap's Kooky Quartet, which you see right there. And last week, they've already been introduced. This time they actually introduce them and tell them what their powers are. Go figure. Volume 18 is from May 11th, 1965. This was was released on May 7th, 1966. So they just used what, obviously, it's a pretty good episode, pretty good for the series. It's, like I said, the animation got a little better as it got further in, and they talk about it. So there's the original comic book. And I just have to wonder. So yes, that was After the Fire, not the Falco version, but the U.S. version, I guess. Anyway, couldn't resist. So let's get on with it here. What do we have to hear right now? There we go. Oops. Those were not supposed to be there. I forgot to move them. There you go. Because that's what happens when Captain America throws his mighty shield. So, like I said, the first third of the first episode, the first 6-minute segment, there's Avengers Mansion again, looking odd, as always, in this cartoon. We get introduced to, there's Wanda Maximoff, or as it should be, Maximova, but that's all right. The Scarlet Witch, and there's Clint Barton, who's not named, and Pietro Maximoff, and then Cap. Cap's like, this may be my last adventure with you all. I think I'm thinking about retiring. Like, yeah, right. And I mean, if the Avengers bought that, they're dumb. But they're going to go out. Cap's going to they're going to go out. Cap's going to take the watch for the night there. Hawkeye's got a new arrow he's wanting to work on. Pietro goes to the circus. Wanda goes to the plays. And, oh, look what happens here. He missed. Somehow he got a green streak rescued him, but nobody knows. I bet the Flying Graysons had wished he was there.
Hawkeye is ready to test a new arrow.
If this works, it'll be worth all the time I've spent on it. A newly designed arrow is a 1-ton sling. I did it. The vibrating arrow works. Wait me.
That's all. Cap intercepts a radio message from the underground government of the Sing Kong army, they've been taken over, and there's a resistance. So off the Avengers go in the that's Herr Kommissar, although why a assumably Chinese name? They keep calling it in the credits, the narration keeps calling it a puppet government, but why he would be a commissar, which is a German or definitely a German title, is beyond me. But Cap assembles everybody, pushes his little assembler decoder ring, and off they go. Although I don't even remember what the argument's about. But that is not a Quinjet. It's something else, I believe. Jetstream Cruiser, one of Stark's inventions, but not quite a Quinjet. It looks pretty cool, though. I remember when ships looked really cool. There's General Hoy, and in the Avengers wiki, the fandom, Marvel fandom, marvel.fandom.com wiki/Avengers says General Hoy. Hoy means today in Spanish. And it's like, you know, I just sometimes people are way too literal, even for me. And he traps him. There's Quicksilver being blurred. This issue was drawn by Don Heck, inked by Dick Ayers, written by Stan. Stan Goldberg was the colorist. Artie Simek was the letterer, which you won't see any letters in here. Oh, you will. There's letters constantly floating in here. I don't know why I still can't figure out why they put all of the sound effects, not all of them, but a lot of them. Blam! And more are rushing, but they beat him up. Whoosh! And there's Quicksilver beats up a lot, but they trapdoor. Wanda's captured, which is smart because in the end she's the one. Well, and Pietro is the concerned brother, but not the ridiculously concerned brother. Oh my gosh, that trope got old in a hurry in the Avengers. I love my Avengers. You know I love my Avengers, but boy howdy, that got old. And there you go, more sleeping gas. I think this is like out of 10 episodes, Cap has been gassed in about 8 of them. And there's Herr Kommissar or Der Kommissar. Take your pick. But they want to fight him, or he wants to fight the Avengers and beat them because, where was that? I had another clip wanted to play here about 5 minutes in. Let's see.
In New York, Captain America is monitoring the shortwave radio.
Radio 3 is incom. Calling the Avengers.
It's like they had the Avengers number. And I'm going to get right to the end here. There we go. Perfect. And so the Commissar has challenged all the Avengers, and of course he beats them because he's more powerful. If they don't fight him, he'll kill the Scarlet Witch. And I don't know if she's still blindfolded then. So some nice action shots. Once again, Don Heck's a great artist that does not get his due. But he's the Commissar is in his special suit, and he's wrestling. He smacks Hawkeye's arrows away from him, and ooh! You'd think he'd have broken their ribs. But Pietro wraps him up in a curtain, but that doesn't work. Finally, he's beaten all the male Avengers, and Cap says, "You got to beat Wanda, or you haven't beaten all of us." So he says, "Free her." And she casts her hex there. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. But they find out her Commissar, another hex, and he blows up. I mean, Wanda should have just been on the front lines. Now, her hex power was wide and varied depending on the writer. So, I mean, her mutant hex power, because, of course, she was a mutant, or is a mutant, but she also is a sorceress. And now we get the denouement.
Watching, waiting.
Hey, Cap, did you take lessons on how to be a cornball, or does it come natural?
Sorry, Hawkeye. I guess I got carried away by my own convictions.
And Cap says he's going to stick around. They get back to New York. Cap says he's going to stick around to teach these new Avengers because they've only been a team for two issues. The last issue they were looking for the Hulk, and I don't remember if that's one of the reasons why they went into Sin Kong. Jeez. Oh, those red commies. But he says he's going to teach the new Avengers everything he knows, but he's a slow teacher. Ha, 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 ha. All right, and that's where we end here. All right?
On a little longer, won't you, Cap? Until we learn the ropes.
I guess so. Just till I've taught you all I can.
And how long will that take, fella?
Well, I'm a pretty slow teacher.
And aquatic superhero, the Marvel superheroes have arrived. Superpowers from the forehead to the toes. Watch them change their very shape before you know.
And we're back to episode 11, The Sleeper Awakes. Now, this is a solo Cap story. No Bucky, no Rick Jones pretending to be Bucky, no just a little bit of a flashback. These came from Tales of Suspense, Volume 1, 72 through 74, which I do have right here. It's pretty true to the actual three issues, three segments, I guess. As their Iron Man co-starred in there, so they're only like 8 or 10. Let's see, 10 pages each, with maybe 2 letters pages. So we start out here in the Avengers Mansion, which we're going to hear a segment from.
Gathered around our hero are 3 of his fighting partners, as Captain America relates his wartime experiences.
Your story about Red Skull was quite a spellbinder, Cap.
I told it just as it happened.
Mr. Modest, right there. The issue itself, they were published. Oh, geez, I don't have it pulled up here because I'm looking at them. So December. That's all it says. Maybe in the front it's got some more credits here. Let's see. 72. December 65. Those are the cover dates, so just backdate them. And so it's January 66, February 66. So once again, these are toward the end of the ones they got. Gantray-Lawrence, that is. So Cap tries to go to sleep, but the Red Skull is haunting him. Dun, dun, dun. And, that would be a horrible thing to have to see now, wouldn't it? I would think, but, what do I know? But he's having a dream where he's back fighting the Red Skull, and that's not where I want to start. There we go. And the Red Skull's got this. Notice this case here that he's got. And he's got what we always call a potato masher in the Invaders.
Even now, they lay hidden somewhere in Europe, waiting for the signal 20 years from now, when they will awake. What?
20 years? That's oddly specific. From 1945 to 1965. But that's when Steve wakes up and remembers it's 20 years from now. Dun, dun, dun. And somehow he's got this case that he took from the Red Skull. Now, he wasn't fighting the Red Skull when he was frozen. He was fighting Zemo. So where did he get this case? Where did this case come from that has the names of all the agents in it? I mean, I know you're not supposed to apply too much logic, but that just was like, hello. These issues were all laid out, written by Stan and laid out by Jack Kirby and then finished by George Tuska, right? And George Tuska, Archduke of Art. Sam Rosen was the letterer, which, you'll see some letters, because they can't help it. But then we go over to Germany, and this guy's dressed in a very illegal outfit, because Nazis should all, dressing like a Nazi should be illegal most everywhere. And look who, Herr Schnickelgruber's in the background there. And, so speaking of, the Skull dies in this episode. I mean, you don't see it, but everyone thinks he's dead, but he's not dead, because he's never dead. I've seen him die, I don't know how many times in the comic books, and he always comes back. Now, usually they spread it out, so it's maybe they do it every couple of years or every 5 years, which is smart. They should do that with the Joker and Doom, but what do I know? I think that Hitler just trained a whole bunch of them, and every time one of them dies, a new one is awoken or something. I think he's a robot. Yeah, Crockers. Well, we already did the robot with Herr Kommissar. Anyway, Cap's on his way over to Europe, but they've awoken the first sleeper. And it's I don't know. It's kind of a clunky looking robot. It looks like it would have fit right into a cereal. The Cap cereal could have used this robot. Cap's astounded at the sight of it. And he tries to, can't break the brain bubble. Oh, I like this shot too. And there's Agent 2, who looking like a harridan because she's a Nazi. Can't hide. They can be pretty on the outside, but you can't hide that evil for long. Here's another great shot. Just you can tell dynamic. That Kirby laid it out. He drops a bunch of rocks on the sleeper to no avail. It zits him. Zzz, zzz. And look, it's Captain Ryder, America Ryder. Yeah. He should have a theme song that great. And now Agent 2's got him digging up. And the second sleeper looking like a dreaded devil bat, which is pretty true. Lots of wind, like Rodan. And Cap gets swept out right up to the top there. He's on the top of the sleeper now, but now they've joined forces. And let's see here.
And here I am, witness to the entire terrifying tableau, yet powerless to stop it.
Oh, you could tell Stan wrote that one. Terrifying tableau. And there's the jets coming in here. I think if we go a little further, maybe. Let's see.
Entire terrifying tableau.
That did not work.
To stop it. Army jets. They're about to attack. But they can't see me. I'm just a blur to them.
I just like the sound effects here.
Now they're circling back to launch their supersonic missiles.
Yeah, the supersonic missiles don't do squat, but you do get a lot of cool word balloons. And Cap just jumps off. And this is the end of part 2. And now we're going to segue into part 3 as Cap soars through like he's just flying. Cap's a pretty decent artist, which is actually true. In the comic books, he was a draftsman. I think they've retconned it back then. That was his job. And later on, they had him. I think he's illustrated comic books and done graphic design. Honestly, I don't know exactly. It's been years, but I know that he, hid his shield in his art bag. Yeah, that's what it is, an art bag. And so he's telling the general, who looks a lot like General Talbot, or Major Talbot, except minus the mustache and the jerk attitude, because he's a jerk. And now another sleeper agent. There's some symmetry here with sleeper agents and sleepers. Only has to turn it 10 degrees, and the final sleeper, the third sleeper, shows up, looking like the Red Skull. And it joins, and this is the plan. He's not going to conquer the world this time. He's going to blow it up. That's how dumb Nazis are. They don't realize that they will, they'll blow up everything. So that he's a homicidal, genocidal, suicidal maniac. Sorry, Sabu, I did steal that. And Cap jumps down from the plane. He lands on the wing, and he's got a plan. He's going to use his flamethrower. And if I'm not mistaken, let me look here. Is that what he did? All he needs is time. Oh, it worked. Oh, this did end exactly like that. I thought he crashed into the... Oh, yeah. Okay. So it works. He leaps off. Parachute. Kaboom! The sleeper blows up. The third sleeper. Now, there have been a fourth and a fifth sleeper, and who knows how many other ones. But there he is, floating down toward the ship.
It's over. The sleepers are gone forever. The world still belongs to the brave and the just and the free.
And the free. Yeah, he's a cornball. Produced by Gantray-Lawrence. Distributed by ARP, of course, and it was a Marvel production. So the sleepers they got better looking, but I know that Stan couldn't resist bringing them giant robots back because they're fun. Look at Godzilla's fought how many giant robots? More than one. And cyborgs, and just take your pick. Unfortunately, there's just a little bit of what the heck. So in the next. In issue 75, he's falling to his death, and because when the sleeper blew up, it shredded his parachute. Does he survive? Well, what do you think? Well, we've got 2 more episodes left, or 2 more episodes of Cap left, so 1 more for next week, and then we'll start a brand new comic cartoon series. Also, starting on Saturday, since February is the month of love, or so the greeting card industry would have you believe, we're going to be doing something fun, some romantic movies, comedies, something. I've got 4 of them so far, and we'll go from there. Plus, we'll do all the regular stuff, songs. 7 Song Friday does show up on the 14th, so that'll be fun. All right, my fellow agents, let's get rid of this because I'm not playing that one out. And
They are striking superhero, change to fighting superhero. King and Rio, sling and shield, flinging superhero.
this has been Agent X7, and it has been Captain America episodes 10 and 11. And until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off.
They're the latest